Although much of what's been said recently about John and about his wife Yoko Ono has been cruel, there is no doubt they had an incredibly unusual relationship. But despite everything you've seen, everything you've heard, including even Mistress May's tale, please believe me when I tell you that at the time he died, John Lennon was a happy man.
He was not ready for it, and he knew that, and but he was sensitive and he was kind to me.
Give me an example of his line. What did he say?
Well, you know, when we got into the elevator, when we were going to the recording studio, he turned around and he grabbed me and he kissed me. And I said, just stand over there. I said, don't do this to me. And he said, because I've been waiting to do this all day. I said, just don't.
Within a couple of weeks, though, they did. May fell in love with John. And it wasn't long after that Lennon moved out of the Dakota and lived with Pang in Los Angeles and New York. Yoko's official comment, she's thrown John out of the house. Did John tell you that he was going to leave Yoko?
They were talking about it, yes. We talked about that in '74.
Did you think that he was going to divorce Yoko to be with you?
Let's put it this way. I don't think at the time I even considered anything of that.
Did he fool around on you? Did he date other women?
He did that once or twice on me.
I don't remember John as ever being a kind of sexual rover.
Well, he used to tell me he was.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Beneath all the laughter and fun, May became acquainted with John's darker side, his violent bouts with alcohol. Did he become physically abusive to you?
He did a couple of times, yeah.
Knock you around a bit?
He threw me against the wall. Sure.
Didn't he become a blackout drunk? I mean, and not remember those things?
Right, he did that a couple of times. He couldn't remember. But that didn't happen every night. John would always take himself to the brink for anything. And then when he realizes that he didn't like the way things looked, he would just back off. About a year and a half after the start of this unique relationship, Lennon started backing off. Yoko, the woman he often called mother, was calling him home. You couldn't compete with Yoko? I couldn't compete with Yoko. Absolutely not. I was too young.
You couldn't be a mother to John?
I didn't want to be, and that's more important. But we never lost our love for each other, and that was important to me.
How do you know? Did you communicate with John after you went home?
Yes, we did a lot.
Were you still lovers?
Yes.
Did Yoko know about it?
No.
May lives in New York now, diligently pursuing an acting career. She says John kept in touch with her until a few months before his tragic death, 8 years ago. And if she had to do it all over again, she would. Although much of what's been said recently about John and about his wife Yoko Ono has been cruel, there is no doubt they had an incredibly unusual relationship. But despite everything you've seen, everything you've heard, including even Mistress May's tale, please believe me when I tell you that at the time he died, John Lennon was a happy man. His death was tragic. His life was not. Mary?
The question I have, though, Geraldo, is we've heard so much recently about his use of drugs from Goldman's book and the publicity around it. In talking to May Pang, there was no conversation about that. What about the drug use during that time?
She says that he did experiment with heroin, but that was back, he says, he told her at least, in the late 60s, even the early 70s, not during the time that he was with her. While with May, John was a pothead, he smoked marijuana quite a bit, and he was using alcohol. Alcohol was his primary addiction.
I see. Thank you, Geraldo.
Okay.
John?
All right, there you have it. May Pang, John Lennon's mistress. First off, she's better looking than Yoko. That's not saying much. She has a better body than Yoko. That's not saying much either. But I'm pretty sure she never went in front of people with the cameras going and went, ay, 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 wong, 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 woo, wow, woo, wong, wong, like Yoko did. Now, what did John Lennon ever see in Yoko Ono? True love is blind, baby. Even Chuck Berry was like, now, did Yoko help break up the Beatles? Well, Paul says no, but I'm pretty sure she did not help things. Perhaps I'm being too hard on Yoko, but she went in front of people with cameras and went, ah, yeah, 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 wah, 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 wah. She deserves every bit of criticism she gets. Anyways, hope you had some fun. Thank you for watching.